I am Alessandra Devoto and I am a professor in molecular plant biology at Royal Holloway, University of London in the Plant Molecular Science Centre. My research is on how plant responds to stress, and that I found it really fascinating because what happens when they stress is they stop growing. They don't grow anymore. So I'm really interested in what is happening to their growth when they are stressed. And I looked at various different things, and I looked at also different stresses. So at the moment, I'm very interested in looking at drought stress and salt stress because it's very topical, it's important for climate change. But in the past, I also looked at plant pathogen interactions and interaction with plants with microbes. And I look at them at molecular level. So I like to study what happens to the DNA, what happens to their proteins, what happens to their molecular cohort, and what are the molecules that are produced by a plant following stress. And it's because plants are not passive. Yes, they cannot move. That's the way we perceive them, but they produce a lot of molecules that are very helpful for them to respond to stress, to actually set up a fight with the environment and the pathogens and everything they go around. And so I also look at the way DNA is modified and the way it wraps around proteins and how basically unwinding possibly that DNA can lead to an enhanced response to stress. So my career pathway started as a weird child, and I wanted to help the increasing world population already at that time in feeding themselves. So eventually took a slightly different path because I became more interested in molecules, but I did agricultural studies in school, and then I studied biology, and then after that I wanted to study plants and how they responded to pathogens. And so I was in Italy at the time, so I did my undergraduate studies and PhD in Italy, and then I moved to this wonderful country, which is UK, and I found that that was where I could really find my way. So I went to the Sainsbury Lab in Norwich to start with. I had a fellowship there, and then eventually I went through the classic academic pathway, so I just became a postdoc after that, and then after a number of years I applied for lectureships, and then eventually I got my lectureship in Royal Holloway University, and then I went up the ranks there. That's what happened. I think my research is very rewarding. It's tough but rewarding, but what really helps me also keep going is the enthusiasm that I see in people's eyes, especially in students' eyes, when they understand something and I can see their eyes lighting up. And that for me is so satisfactory that I managed to get something through. And in Italy we have a very easy, funny saying, says if you cannot explain something to your grandmother, it means that you haven't understood it yourself. So I always try to remember that, and that usually helps.